What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE fires Shane McMahon, original plans for Shane O'Mac, Rey Mysterio gives his mask to Bad Bunny, is Alexa Bliss getting divorced, another WWE superstar headed to AEW, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at WWE firing Shane McMahon. Atop in the news today is a rumor that Shane McMahon is now gone from the WWE. Now, keep in mind that this story is developing and so far Ringside News is reporting on it, but nevertheless it's a major story if it is confirmed, as it will show just how much heat Shane McMahon had after booking and appearing in the Men's Royal Rumble match. So here's what we know so far. Well, Ringside News is reporting that Shane McMahon, who was reportedly scheduled to compete at the Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, is no longer scheduled for either event. Ringside News reported, a tenured member of the creative team informed us that the writers were told in a semi-quiet way that there will be no more creative discussions about Shane McMahon. They have now moved on to other creative discussions. The rumor noted that Shane has not been an official WWE employee for some time, and that the rumors are circulating that Vince had no choice. Shane created chaos, had everyone in an uproar, pissed off everyone in the Rumble, openly buried other producers, and was changing things that Vince wanted. Vince had no other choice but to send him home. Indeed, Ringside News' Steve Carrier tweeted, "There's a lot going on with Shane McMahon. He's now off Raw, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania." A tenured source within the company told us that Vince McMahon is also quietly using the term "let go" to describe the situation. Shane McMahon has been let go. Are you guys disappointed about this? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, the shock original plans for Shane McMahon. Now at this point, the reasons for Shane's apparent exit remain sketchy. However, the murmuring surrounding the WWE's plans for Shane may be evidence. Wrestlers were said to be furious with the WWE's purported plan for Shane, with speculation that Shane would compete in the Elimination Chamber match and possibly face Seth Rollins or even Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. PW Insider recently reported Shane McMahon will be appearing regularly on the Raw brand going forward. As reported in our Raw recap, Shane did not appear, and his absence may have been due to the WWE's decision to change its plans for him, with Shane going from a featured player to a where are they now feature. A number of reports came in after the Rumble indicating Shane was going to compete in the WWE over the next few months. Steve Carrier of Ringside News tweeted, "We were told that McMahon is booked for WrestleMania. We were not told what his role is at this time, but he's scheduled for the show." Wrestling Observer's Figure 4 Online reported on 30th January that Shane was booked for the Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, and that he has a match on the books, but it was said to have not been finalized a few days ago, which is evidently why they did no angle with him at the Rumble. One rumor was that Shane's involvement at the Saudi Arabia Super Show would set the stage for a WrestleMania match with Seth Rollins. It's inconceivable that the WWE would want to book this, considering how well received Rollins' match with Roman Reigns was. However, with the WWE still focused on Roman vs Brock, a Rollins rematch with Reigns seems to be on the back burner. This isn't the first time the WWE has come under fire for its booking of Shane. You might recall the summer of 2019 when Shane received what fans and some wrestlers saw as a ridiculously strong push, with rumors that McMahon was going to wrestle the then WWE Champion Kofi Kingston, possibly even defeating him and winning the WWE Championship. Next up, the Women's Rumble, a mess. If you thought the Women's Royal Rumble was a mess, you're not alone. Well, Wrestling Inc.'s Mark Middleton is reporting that wrestlers who participated in the Women's Rumble match said it was a mess and the morale was already low. This comes after a rehearsal for the match was held on Friday night. One talent noted that WWE should have had more main roster or contracted talent than veterans on hand for the match. Another talent described the bout as complete chaos. What's interesting is that the Women's Rumble match was better than the men's match, but if the report is true, it's a sign that the entire event was a mess backstage. We noted in our previous news videos that there was plenty of grumblings backstage about the men's match. Producer Tyson Kidd's absence may have something to do with the chaos during the match. Wrestling Inc. reports that the veteran wrestler and former WWE producer Fit Finlay was called in to help produce the match. Fightful Select added that Tyson Kidd did not produce the match, as would be the case. The site notes that while Kidd is still working for the WWE, there's no news on why he was unavailable. Whatever the reason, Middleton noted that Finley's absence reportedly led to one wrestler passing on a chance to compete in the Rumble. Next up, where was Asuka and Kairi Sane? Speaking of the Women's Royal Rumble, where were the former Kabuki Warriors? Or rumor had it that one or both members of the Kabuki Warriors might show up as surprise entrants in the Rumble, particularly since Asuka was cleared to compete. However, Fightful Select is reporting that WWE didn't think Asuka was ready to compete, and that bringing in Sane, who was currently in Japan, would have been too inconvenient, as it was easy to bring in other talent than Kairi Sane. The Fightful Select story on Asuka raises questions of just when the Empress of Tomorrow will be back in action. You may recall the news in 2021 that Asuka took time off for dental surgery and also suffered some sort of arm injury. While Asuka fans would likely be happy to see her back, the booking of the women's division is such a mess that perhaps she should wait until the WWE can figure out a strong storyline for her. Next up, Rey Mysterio gives Bad Bunny his mask. The 2022 Royal Rumble featured a number of surprise entrants, including rapper Bad Bunny. Bunny, who competed at WrestleMania 37 to rave reviews, put on a great showing at the Men's Rumble, apparently so much so that Rey Mysterio wanted to give him a token of his appreciation for Bunny's work, and this was his actual mask he wore during the match. The Master of the 619 uploaded a video of himself handing the mask to Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny's respect for the industry and its workers is well known, and Rey giving the rapper his Royal Rumble mask is another sign that Bad Bunny has earned the respect of WWE superstars. Next up, Alexa Bliss getting divorced? That's a question that fans have been asking after a document circulated online that looked like a divorce notice between Alexa Bliss and Ryan Cabrera. Of course, anyone familiar with the couple's public life knows that Bliss and Cabrera, who got engaged in late 2020, haven't even tied the knot yet. Bliss replied, "Definitely not." There's no word on who posted the notice, but it's a reminder of how some people have too much time on their hands. Next up, another WWE superstar headed to AEW. Add veteran wrestler Brian Kendrick to the ever-growing list of former WWE superstars headed to All Elite Wrestling. Kendrick, who's been working in NXT as a producer for the last 2 years, reportedly received his release, although rumor has it he was working without a contract for some time. The 42-year-old veteran is perhaps best known to WWE fans for his championship tag team with Paul London. AEW tweeted the news along with who Kendrick will face on Dynamite. In his AEW debut, Mr. Brian Kendrick will face the toughest of tests tomorrow night on AEW Dynamite Live. He goes one-on-one with former AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. Kendrick showing against Moxley should be a good indicator of how AEW plans on using him. It appears that Kendrick's release did not go unnoticed by WWE superstar Mustafa Ali, who recently requested his release only for the WWE to turn him down, who uploaded a video hinting at his thoughts on the situation. The video is a clip of an interview with comedian Dave Chappelle, where Chappelle argues people use the word crazy to dismiss strong people who are working in a sick environment. And lastly, superstars now free agents. And last but not least, speaking of former WWE superstars headed to AEW, there is a small army of recently released superstars who are now free agents. Ringside News revealed the 10 wrestlers who are now free from their non-compete clause. Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, Mia Yim, Ember Moon, Davey Boy Smith Jr., aka Harry Smith, Oney Lorcan, Gran Metalik, Lindsay Dorado, Eva Marie, and Nia Jax. Now, although some fans and pundits have questioned AEW signing so many former superstars, AEW President Tony Khan continues to sign wrestlers he feels can contribute to his promotion. Names like Karrion Kross, Keith Lee seem like top prospects, while some of the others may be brought in on a per-match deal. We can't imagine his need to ever bring in Eva Marie though. Nia Jax has indicated she's done with pro wrestling, but fans know that the lure of the ring can be difficult for some performers to resist. On the other hand, fans have seen some big names take their time returning to the ring after their WWE releases, as many fans expected Wyndham Rotunda aka Bray Wyatt to show up in AEW or Impact, but he's said to be working on a movie project. Do you think AEW should sign any of them? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.